Well, thank you everybody for sticking around to the last demo of the night. My name is Dewan Trin, and I am the CIO at Cardiology Prevention at HeartSavers Clinic. This is a very emotional moment for me. We've been working on our technology for over 20 years. We have a Nobel Prize team who worked on our technology on the chin. And I'm really proud to be presenting our technology today. This is Paul right here. He is our registered vascular technologist. He's going to be doing the demo today. And also our guinea pig patient for the night is Michael from Titan Data. You saw him earlier. Thank you. Okay. Well, you guys see the stats up there, right? 30% of us, our first symptom of cardiovascular disease is death. That's a major problem. Anyone here been to the US Bank Stadium? Yeah? Well, the cost for cardiovascular disease is $500 billion a year. It's a major problem. That's 500 US Bank stadiums torn down every year and rebuilt. That's a major problem. We have a technology that detects cardiovascular disease faster and more accurate than any company in the world. And Paul, do we have the sensor connected right now? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over the microphone to Paul, and I'll let him tell you what we're doing here.
Okay, so I attached a sensor to Mike's wrist here, and we take blood pressures while we do this. And most of you can see we got a waveform here, really nice waveform. We got a dichrotic notch prominent right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this test. And what this is doing is going to collect information on 6,000 data points. And we're going to figure out the measurement of his elasticity of his arteries.
Okay, so what we're showing you today is the Cardio 101 test. It's a 4-step test that takes about 15 minutes to determine your cardiovascular disease. One of the things that's very important about our technology is that we can score the severity of your cardiovascular disease. Anyone a gamer here? Come on. Who's a gamer here, right? Okay, so one of the things that I do is I set goals. The goals are set by my score when I'm playing a game. Well, life isn't a game. And scoring your cardiovascular disease is extremely important, and it helps with the compliance of your cardiovascular disease. Paul, where are we at right now? Okay, 40 seconds. So we're going to be waiting for the pressure going on here. But with our system right now, we have 23 patents. We are FDA approved. We have 800 publications. Our CV profiler that you see on the stage here is engineered and manufactured in Minnesota. Where are we at right now? Okay, we're waiting. This is an extremely emotional part because of the fact that, go ahead, Mark. Okay.
All right. So we got all those results back. Now there's C1, which is your large arteries. We have a C2, which is going to be your small arteries. We get indices for both of those. And based on his age, height, weight, gender, we can determine the level of cardiovascular disease if there's any there. And that's all based on the elasticity of your vessels. The first sign of cardiovascular disease is when you start hardening your vessels. And we want to try to get ahead of that game so we can pretty much discount or relay that, you know, Mike here will now have a heart attack or a stroke in the future.
Okay, one of the important things about cardiovascular disease is that, you know, we live in a world of prevention. And the CDC and the World Health Organization, they've declared war on cardiovascular disease. It is the #1 killer in the world. It's the #1 killer in the United States. And the key conclusion is prevention. And by detecting it sooner and providing a survival plan to it, we can live longer. Okay? So one of the things that we kind of wanted to come out here today was, as you can see, we're we manufacture a medical device, but we're extremely, technology and software is extremely important to us. And one of the things that we do is take all the data that we take, and then we recombine and aggregate it into a report that helps our cardiologists. Paul? Is that done right there? Okay. Okay. So, Mike, can you guys give a hand to Mike? Okay. So, our technology is at the next phase right now. We are at the phase where we want to test 80 million people in the United States and 500 people globally. How are you going to do that? Right? 80 million people, 500 million people globally. We have investors from around the world who are looking to our technology to save their people's lives, but then also their economy. In the United States alone, 17.9% of our GDP goes to healthcare. Think about that. What we need to do is we need to get out there to the masses quick. I've been given the responsibility at the company as a CIO to scale out our technology. To test 80 million people, we need the latest technologies in artificial intelligence that helps us create our reports, cloud technologies, security, and big data. And in our world that we live in at least in our data sets, we call it extreme data. Because the data that we're talking about not only affects people's finances, it's their lives. It's been 24 years of development. I'm emotional today. I'm a little shaken up because I've been given the responsibility to scale out the company. And this is probably one of the most amazing technologies I've ever encountered. I spent many years in Silicon Valley working in finance and combining what I know, combining technologies. Anyone here familiar with TensorFlow? Okay. TensorFlow is from Google. It's about deep learning. People talk about artificial intelligence. We're doing it here. And even though you see this wave, you know, one of the things is it possible we can take a shot of the wave form? How are we doing on time? Okay, I'm sorry. Can I get one more minute, though? Because it's real important. The waveform is on. Okay. The waveform that, we didn't get to put on the screen here, but the waveform is a pulse wave velocity waveform. And it allows us to detect the hardness of the artery, known as atherosclerosis. It is the key, or at least in the cardiology world, it is the gold standard of early detection. And we can do that in 15 minutes. So I just wanted to thank everyone for coming tonight. And I want to thank Target, Best Buy, Dell for sponsoring this event. I want to thank everyone here. I came from a small town here in Minnesota, and it's just really nice seeing everyone here and being on stage with everybody here. Thank you.